And we are live. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. My name is Nick from Australia. Welcome to the Thursday Night Football Review for round 21 of the NRL. And we just witnessed the spoon bowl between the Dragons and the Tigers out at Wollongong. Beautiful WIN Stadium. Would have been nice and cold there tonight. And the Dragons have gotten the victory. The Tigers, well, I can't believe I stuffed that up. The Tigers had every single referee 50-50 decision go their way, and they still couldn't win. Still couldn't get it done. How disappointing for the Tigers. We'll give everyone a moment to get in here before we get into the actual review. But first things first, I just want to say, if you guys are brand new to the channel, don't forget to like the stream. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here as well. I'd really appreciate if you guys can subscribe to the channel. And thanks again for tuning in to the review. This review is being broadcasted on my phone, so a bit different. But it's good to change it up a little bit. Hello to the chat. We got Will Pearson, Viking King, Yeet Boy, Devils _ side. We've got Angus O'Keefe. Yeah. It was quite painful. It wasn't the best game of footy by any means. It was definitely bottom four footy, and yeah, that's just how the game went, unfortunately. I did tip the Dragons to win, so I'm not really complaining too much. Thought they were going to lose at one point. Thought the Tigers had them, but the Dragons just kept fighting, so good on them. Tigers, well, I'm not sure if that guarantees them the wooden spoon, but it's going to be very difficult for the Tigers to avoid it from here on out. Daine Laurie's a gun, has absolutely shot his value way up. Well, he's going back to Penrith apparently. He's even playing reserve grade, so I don't know why he would want to do that. I don't know why he just doesn't go to a team that actually values him. I don't know, man. Daine Laurie's all right. I don't know if he's a fullback or a 5'8". I think he's a fullback. Did all right tonight though. He defended pretty well. I'll give him that. Daniel Sexton says, how am I? I'm well, my friend. I tipped Dragons before. I had him by 8, so I wasn't far off. Wasn't far off at all. I was one off the multi. I was fucking close to getting the multi. Very close. But, you know, for a last against second last matchup, you know, the spoon bowl, as we like to call it, it wasn't the worst game of football all year. It definitely wasn't the worst game of the year. I've definitely seen worse games all year. So, look, the Dragons did well to win. Look, you know what? Let's get into it. Let's get into the review. There was a couple of bad calls against the Dragons in this game, but they did well to win. Now, first try of the game went to the Tigers. Obviously, Junior Tupou on that left wing. He went over and scored the first try. Now, I'm not here to be salty or to be upset with the refereeing, but that first try the Tigers scored was about fucking 2 metres forward, man. That try to Junior Tupou, for me, it was a forward pass. So that was a tough start for the Dragons. Tigers go 4-0 in front. Hello to everyone else who's rocking up. Damien from Newcastle, Metal Panther, York. Hope you guys are all doing well. And then, after the Tigers went up 4-0, there was a try to Tyrell Sloan. Some good footy there from Amone. Got the ball away to Sloan. Sloan scores. Dragons go up 6-4. And then there was another try to the Dragons there. It was, I'm trying to remember who the fuck scored it now. My God. Who the hell was the next try score? 6-4 Dragons. I'm trying to remember who scored next. Lomax. That's right. Lomax's try. Dragons, it was a kick from Ben Hunt, I think. And Lomax come flying through, caught the ball, and scored a very good try. Dragons go up 12-4. Dragons are all over the Tigers at this stage. Dragons are looking like the better team. Tigers were looking a little bit shell-shocked, and then there was a really tough decision against the Dragons there where I think they were tackled. Sloan passed the ball, and then it might have been Tommy Talau that pushed over Sloan. He denied him a chance to play the ball. Bit of a back and forth shove and crap, shoving and pushing and all this other rubbish. And The Dragons ended up getting a penalty for it. I thought Tommy Talau was very lucky not to go to the sin bin. We've seen those ones. Been sin bins all year, but it is what it is. So anyway, after that, the Tigers had some possession and they had a few calls go their way, the Tigers, and there was a sin bin against Tyrell Sloan for a professional foul. It was one of those calls where it was 50-50, but I guess the sin bin was warranted. Sloan goes to the bin. Tigers have the advantage of 13 on 12 for 10 minutes, and we all know what happens when it's 13 on 12 for 10 minutes. The team that has the advantage always seems to score a try or two, or three. And that's exactly what the Tigers did. They found another try on that left-hand side to Junior Tupou. He went over for a double. It stayed at 12-8 in favour of the Dragons. And then right before half-time, about 30 seconds before half-time, Tigers down the left-hand side. Junior Tupou puts a little kick over the top there for Api Coruscant. Coruscant scores pretty much right on half-time. Tigers go to 14-12 in front at half-time, and I thought to myself, the Dragons were probably still the better team in that first half, but the 13 on 12 advantage in favour of the Tigers is what gave the Tigers that half-time lead. Outside of that, it was Dragons by 8, and they were rolling. They were all over the Tigers, so the sin bin definitely hurt the Dragons and killed them for a while. Second half begins. Pretty back and forth for the first 20 minutes of the second half. It was really anyone's game. There wasn't a lot of action in that first 20 of that second half. Both teams were end to end kicking the footy. Both teams blew their chances of scoring points. Dragons had a couple chances. I think Billy Burns threw one over the sideline. I think Sloan blew a chance on that right edge. Monet and Hunt went close a few times to scoring themselves and setting up points. And then the Tigers had a few chances on that left side. Papali'i had a chance at one point. I think even Pole went very close to scoring a few times as well, along with Stefano. So it's very back and forth. And then the Dragons had a few 6 agains go their way for a change. Dragons didn't have a 6 again until the second half, which was crazy to think. And the Dragons finally had some calls go their way. And I think it was the last tackle. The Dragons go to the right-hand side, and Lomax gets the ball, and Lomax has absolutely there was nothing on. There was absolutely nothing on. Lomax, for all money, we think he's getting tackled, but he gets away, and he gets this phenomenal offload flick away to Ravalawa, who goes in the corner and scores. How Lomax was able to bust through that and get that offload away was simply remarkable football, and just brilliant individual stuff from Zach Lomax, who is, yes, he is a inconsistent centre, but when Lomax is on, he's a freakish talent, man. Gets the offload away to Ravalawa, who pretty much had a busted knee at that point, and he crashes over and scores in the corner. Dragons take the lead at 18-14 with about 10 minutes to go. Tigers had a few opportunities to try and level the game, maybe even get it to golden point or go for the win. Couldn't score for their life. And then with about a minute to go, the Tigers put up a bomb. Dragons caught it, and then with about 30 seconds to go, Hunt kicks the ball downfield. Tigers have one more shot at it. Coruscant puts a kick in, looking for Nofaluma and Buller. They can't get there. Sloan's got it. Sloan kicks the ball over the sideline, and the Dragons win the Spoon Bowl match 18-14 at Wollongong. Very big win for the Dragons. You know, we all hyped it up during the week. Content creators and the media. It's the Spoon Bowl. The loser probably gets the wooden spoon. Look, I know the Tigers won the wooden spoon last year, but unfortunately for them, they're probably going to win it again unless they can knock off another team before finals and the Dragons keep losing games. But this was a huge win for the Dragons. Puts a lot of pressure on the Bulldogs now as well, who the Bulldogs, I think they might even be below the Dragons now. I'm not sure how the ladder's looking. I need to have another look, but big win for the Dragons. Big win. Look, it wasn't the worst Spoon Bowl game ever. It was actually quite entertaining. Both teams didn't play that bad. I think the Dragons only had like 11 or 12 errors. I think the Tigers might have had 7. So the completion rates were very decent from both sides. I guess it's just the quality, you know. It's the Tigers versus the Dragons. Not many people really give a shit about the game, but I was into it. I wanted to see who won and who's a good chance of avoiding the wooden spoon, because winning the wooden spoon is something that you don't want to win. It's something that you want to avoid at all costs. And for me, the Dragons, they wanted it more. They were probably the better team in the first half. They were dominating, and then the Tigers come back, obviously, with the advantage with the sin bin, 13-12, and then they had the lead, and it took the Dragons about 28 minutes of the second half to get back in front, but sometimes that's all it takes. You just got to grind it out, but good on the Dragons. Decent win, and I think they might avoid the wooden spoon now after that win, but my player of the game, ladies and gentlemen, from the Dragons Tigers, I'm going to go with Zach Lomax. He had a try. He set up the match-winning try as well. I thought Lomax tonight was absolutely outstanding. I thought he played really well. A couple of honourable mentions that I will mention. I thought Slane was great. I thought Amone had a good game at 5'8". Jacob Little and Jack DeBellin were very good. I thought Jack Bird off the bench provided some nice impact. I thought Toby Couchman did some really good things off the bench as well for the Dragons. For the Tigers, you know, I thought Buller did some good things. Nofaluma had a good game. Wakeham was shit. Dane Laurie at 5'8" was very solid. I thought he played really well tonight. Coruscant looked good. Probably needs to do a bit more, Coruscant, but it's very hard for him to do a whole lot when the whole team's struggling. I thought Bateman looked dangerous in patches as well, but in the end, the Dragons, they found a way to win, and I reckon they deserve the win tonight, so good on the Dragons. But anyway, guys, that will wrap up the review. Dragons win 18-14. Zach Lomax is my player of the game. If you guys enjoyed the review, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for the Friday night football review. Until next time, everyone, have a great night, and the Tigers will win the wooden spoon from here.